At Colloid Environmental Technologies Company, SETCO, we are solving challenging environmental problems with a unique variety of technologies, many of which involve bentonite clay. SETCO is a subsidiary of AMCOL International, the oldest and largest bentonite mining and manufacturing company in the world. For 70 years, AMCOL has been a leader in clay mineral research and development. SETCO has built on that foundation and has grown into a global environmental company, providing products and services in lining technologies, wastewater treatment, environmental drilling, and construction waterproofing. SETCO Technologies will help you meet or exceed strict environmental regulations and performance criteria, reliably and cost-effectively. SETCO, creating a better environment for business and for all of us. One of sodium bentonite's most important environmental applications is for creating low permeability liners. Used for several decades as an admixture for on-site soils, the sealing ability of bentonite is well known. The latest bentonite lining technology involves bonding bentonite and geosynthetic materials together to create a prefabricated liner that's much easier to install. Consistent with the design by function concept, SETCO has a full line of unreinforced and reinforced geosynthetic clay liners, or GCLs, for containment applications such as ponds, wastewater lagoons, tank farms, and landfills. Regardless of the SETCO GCL you have selected, certain installation procedures are required to achieve proper performance. Every project should have a construction quality assurance program to ensure that the correct procedures are followed. Remember, a liner performs only as well as it is installed. In this video, we'll show you how SETCO's GCL should be installed to maximize performance, safety, and efficiency. Please be aware that the purpose of this video is to provide general guidelines for the installation of SETCO's GCLs. Actual installation requirements may vary as dictated by specific projects and applications. Of course, the information in this video is not intended to replace project specifications and drawings. Before installing the GCL, prepare the subgrade in accordance with the project plans and specifications. The subgrade should be firm, smooth, and free of debris, ice, cracks, and standing water. Any rocks or sticks protruding from the subgrade by more than a ½ inch or 12 millimeters should be removed or pushed into the subgrade. All rolls of SETCO's GCLs are individually packaged and labeled. Finished rolls are shipped to job sites either on flatbed trucks or in closed containers. When unloading a flatbed truck, it is essential to use a rigid core bar strong enough to support the full weight of the roll. Use of a spreader bar allows free movement and prevents damage to the ends of the rolls. If the rolls are shipped in a container, use a stinger apparatus mounted on a forklift. Contact SETCO for specific information regarding the size and strength requirements of the various types of unloading equipment. As you're unloading, each roll should be inspected for damage. GCL rolls should be stockpiled in a level, dry, and well-drained location, away from construction traffic. Keep the stack height no higher than 4 rolls, and cover the stack with plastic sheeting for additional protection. SETCO GCLs are commonly installed by pulling on one end of a stationary hanging roll. This technique is best for short runs under 50 feet or 15 meters in length, or when it's not possible to bring heavy equipment into the area to be lined. Cut the liner using an ordinary utility knife. Keep the blade sharp so that your cuts are clean and do not tear the geosynthetic components. Unless otherwise directed, the liner side imprinted with the word SETCO should be installed facing up. Verify the orientation of the liner with a project engineer before starting. For longer runs, it is preferred to unroll the GCL using equipment, such as a front end loader or an ATV. After placement, pull out any wrinkles or creases so that the GCL lies flat on the subgrade. At the top of a slope, it is usually necessary to construct an anchor trench. The dimensions of the anchor trench will vary, but the front edge of the trench should always be rounded to minimize stress on the GCL. For corners, the GCL should be maintained parallel to the slope, and progressively shorter runs should be made as the corner is approached. Adjacent panels are overlapped by a minimum of 6 inches or 150 millimeters. Seams should be properly shingled to prevent flow from entering the overlap. Make sure the overlap zone is free of any dirt and debris and that the edges of each panel lie flat upon one another. If your GCL has one or more non-woven geotextiles, it is usually necessary to place supplemental granular bentonite in the overlap zone at the rate of 1/4 pound per linear foot or 375 grams per meter. This may be accomplished by using a simple watering can or, for larger projects, a chalk line spreader. Bentonite is very sensitive to water, so Setco's GCLs will hydrate to many times their original weight if they're accidentally wetted before being covered. Therefore, never deploy more GCL than you can cover in one working day. If the GCL becomes hydrated without cover, it may need to be removed and replaced with new material. Some GCL applications may require cutting and fitting against a wall or around a pipe. To seal against a concrete foundation or tank ring wall, notch into the subgrade and backfill the notch with bentonite. Place the GCL over the notch and up against the wall. Cut the GCL so that it extends upward at least 9 inches or 230 millimeters along the wall. Then, place protective cover in the area to pin the GCL against the wall. To seal around pipe penetrations, again, excavate a small notch into the subgrade around the penetration. Backfill the notch with granular bentonite or bentonite mastic. Then, cut the GCL to fit around the penetration as snugly as possible. Apply more bentonite mastic to seal the GCL to the pipe. Finally, apply a secondary collar of GCL and another coat of bentonite or mastic to complete the seal. Small tears or punctures may be repaired by placing a patch over the damaged area. Do not attempt to repair damage on slopes without first consulting the project engineer. The GCL will either be covered with soil, crushed stone, or another geosynthetic material, such as a geomembrane. All of these materials should be pre-approved by the project engineer. It is important that all selected cover soil or stone is properly sized to prevent damage to the liner. When covering with soil or gravel, always maintain a pad of material, at least 1 foot or 300 millimeters thick, between the equipment tracks or tires and GCL. In heavily trafficked areas, double this thickness. On slopes, push the cover soils outward and upward. Pushing it down steep slopes will create excessive tension on the GCL. At the end of each working day, cover an exposed strip of GCL with plastic sheeting so that the next panel may be cleanly overlapped at the beginning of the following workday. If a geomembrane is installed over the GCL, keep heavy equipment away. Use an ATV or suitable lightweight low ground pressure equipment. If you're installing a textured geomembrane, use a slip sheet over the GCL to minimize friction until the geomembrane is positioned. Covering operations represent the greatest potential for causing damage to the liner, so always use caution when using heavy equipment in the lined area. Setco is the world leader in GCL technology and production and will provide you with the best products available. But achieving success in any project requires more than just a high-quality product. Sound designed by function and proper installation are the other key ingredients to success. When properly installed in a well-designed containment project, your Setco GCL will provide years of excellent performance. By now, you've seen that Setco specializes in GCLs. But remember that our GCL experience and technical expertise comes from nearly 70 years of innovation with bentonite and its environmental applications. And as the marketplace changes, we're striving to improve our technologies through a continuous program of research and product development. Setco, your environmental resource for today and for the next century.